The umpire from Korea. So it's Lee to serve, first game. Immediately requesting a change in the shuttlecock after winning the opening point. Tai touching the net, attempting to return that drop shot. So first point on the board for the 20-year-old Tai. Times that these two players have met in singles competition. 3 of them have come this year. The Tai has only once taken a game away from Lee, and that was in their second meeting back in 2012 at the All England Badminton Championships. Finding the net on that attempted overhead. Created that angle wonderfully. Lee not able to retrieve. Wonderfully disguised. Misjudgment there. Tai perhaps expecting the drift to take that shuttlecock out of bounds, but it landed in. Change of shuttlecock again requested by Lee. 6-3 lead. That's a couple of overheads she's uncharacteristically put into the net during the course of this first game. Play at the net has been delightful though prior to this overhead. Some wonderful exchanges at the net. Just delicate touch and wonderful control. That occasion, it was Lee who was expecting Need to be called out of bounds. But only watch as it landed in court. 1 point game now. Well judged on that occasion. Longest rally of the game so far. That's a fantastic shot. From deep towards the baseline, able to produce a drop shot. Look at the racket head control and disguise on that. Brilliantly played. 7-8. Well put away. Has arrived at this stage of the tournament by convincing wins over opponents from Japan, Thailand and Korea. 11-point interval. The reigning Olympic champion is leading by 3. 11-8 in favor of Lee Xuerui. Reigning Olympic champ. That fighting spirit in evidence from Tai, though. She's hanging around. The team made it through to the quarterfinals here at the 2014 Asiad. She prevailed in the round of 32 over Sayaka Takahashi. Jindapal from Thailand in a round of 16 match, and then a 2-1 win over Sung Ji-yun at the quarterfinal stage. One wonders how much that winless rivalry so far against Lee how it will play on her mind and what role it will play in the course of this match. Lee, for her part, is yet to drop a game, progressing through to this semi-final stage. Has already won women's team gold here. Chinese team defeating Korea in a gold medal match 3-0. Tai won't want to let this lead get much bigger. important for her to get the serve back, trying to build some momentum behind her own serve. She's managed to do that. Stems the run of points built up by Li. 9-14. Beautiful overhead. The way the angle's created from deep in the corner of the court, puts it to the opposite corner. Well beyond the retrieval skills of Tai. 15-9. First game. That's landed in again. Li watched it all the way. Shot coming back. Again, just inside the line. Good fight back this by Tai. But Li maintaining a comfortable cushion here, and edging closer toward the finish line in that 21-point total. Well, the net cord went in favor of Li on that particular point. Good attempt to recover and retrieve. Look at the altered trajectory of the shuttlecock. Apology immediately offered. That makes it 17-12 in favor of the Olympic champion. What a forceful overhead, but it's just wide. Li looking a little bit questioningly at that line. Not so much the judge who made the call. Service over though. So Li would love to conclude this game on her own serve. So game point now. Tai's had her moments but hasn't really been able to build any sustained momentum. So this would require a real fight back to retrieve this from 14-20 down. But 1 point at a time. Tai looking to hang in and extend this opening game. Oh, well played. Very well played during that exchange. And how much confidence will Tai take from that? Still a comfortable cushion for Lee. Oh, that's a brilliant put away. And the opening game in this women's semi-final goes in favor of the #1 seed. Lee Xuerui takes the opener 21-16. Tai had her moments. But the Olympic champion got out quickly and never really let Tai get back on terms or get back into it. So having already won team gold here with that victory over the home team Korea, 3-0 in the gold medal match. Lee edging closer towards the gold medal game in the women's singles competition. She was named as the World Badminton Federation Player of the Year, the world #1. States that her ambition was to win a gold medal here at this 17th Asiad, along with a World Championship gold medal as well. Despite her dominance and preeminence, is yet to atop the podium. She came in second place both this year and last year, the World Championships in Denmark and Guangzhou, China, respectively. And here she's got an opportunity to fulfill the first ambition that she has stated publicly, and that's to take Asian Games gold. She's leading 1-0 here. That's Lee to serve to begin this second game. Easy pickings for Tai on that overhead. Either player scoring a point off serve to begin this second game. Well judged. Very nice angle on that shot from Tai. Despite the excellent court coverage from Lee, couldn't get there. Got a racket to it. Just beyond her reach. Agonizingly so. That was a terrific shot. Inside out from the back of the court, and then the racket head control to just drop it over the net. 4-2 lead for Tai. So Tai takes it back to a 2-point lead. 5-3. Tai is ranked 9 in the world, seeded 7th here. She's competing wonderfully well here is Tai, just keeping her nose in front. What a put away from the back of the court. Every time Tai threatens to pull away, Lee capable of producing shots like that, outright winners. Winners from improbable positions as well. Tai in conversation with her coach at courtside. Oh, brilliant. The backhand traveling over the net at some speed and just dying. Before Lee could get there. And Tai again, just retaining the advantage. 1 point in it, 7-6. But Lee not letting her get away. Hanging tough. Fighting for every point. She's not been as free-flowing or smooth during this second game as she was in the first. Tai, of course, has something to do with that and her level of play. Well, Tai was caught in two minds during one particular shot in that rally, and then it concluded showing a piece of good judgment. I can afford to smile. She would love to string some points together and build a lead over the world number one. Create a bit of breathing room. So Lee has hung tough and has taken the lead. 9-8. So we are tied at 10. We'll go to the interval with the advantage. What a shot! And it's Tai who has the slimmest of margins going into the interval. Look at that for a return. Behind the back, got it in court. Must have completely caught Lee by surprise because her shot was well wide of the mark. And despite trailing 10-9, 2 successive points have been won by the number 7 seed Tai. And she's gone into the interval with the slenderest of leads. So this has to be encouraging for Tai. She's looking to get victory over the world number 1 Li for the first time in what is the 9th meeting. 8-0 she trails to this point. She's leading here in this game, 11-10. So intriguingly poised, this match. The second game. First game taken by Li. 21-16. But this has been far more nip and tuck here in the second game. Just into the tram lines. Brilliant. From the back of the court. Forceful and fantastically directed. Positioning was superb. We're tied at 13. What a rally and what a point. Fantastic court coverage from both players. Demonstrating every facet of their game. Full repertoire of strokes on display. And the last player standing is Tai. 14-13. Tai to serve. Plenty of words of encouragement, instruction as well from Tai's coach. Fantastic rally once again. Tai was on the rack for the majority of that point, kept herself in it with some brilliant stroke play, but ultimately overpowered by that final overhead. Little pump of the fist. An acknowledgement of that point from Li, and the coach on the sideline likes it too. So Li leads by 1, 15-14. Tai having to show those fighting qualities once again. Get a nose back in front. Excellent game, this. Level of play incredibly high. You'd expect nothing less than an Asian Games semi-final. Terrific stroke. And she might well pump her fist in acknowledgement of that, because it was so well disguised and so well executed. Lee, one of the best court coverers out there, beyond her extended racket. Tai leads 16-15. Well, remember, in the 8 meetings they've had so far, Tai has taken only 1 game during the course of those 8 defeats. It came in the second meeting 2 years ago, which is edging closer to that here. Lee, of course, will have other ideas. Tai's leading 17-15. Of course, if Tai wants to book her place in the Asian Games final, she's going to have to force a deciding game. Straight into her body. It's cramped up by Lee. Lee has fought back to tie it up. Brief show of frustration from Tai. As long as it's channeled positively, though, nothing wrong with that. All squares, 17 all. What a mix of force and then feather-light touch. The first overhead from Tai came back like a rocket. The second one, all the speed was taken off it. Drop shot over the net. Lee couldn't get there. Tai leads by 1, 18-17. Such are the exertions of the players on court that the volunteers being called in to mop up any excess perspiration. 18-17 to Tai. Tai made it through to the last 16 of the Olympic Games 2 years ago, where Lee struck gold in the singles competition. So big moments on the Tai serve. Now it's Lee who's going to have to show her resilience and fighting qualities. And it's long. Tai can't believe it.
18-19.
Again, an outward show of emotion. She's still tantalizingly close to the finish line. That's brilliant from Lee. It's another excellent rally, and Lee has fought back from 19-17 down to square things at 19 all. This game going down to the wire. And it's been called in. Saw Tai in conversation with the umpire, just questioning whether that shuttlecock landed in or out. In is the call, and it is match point for Lee. 20-19. Oh yes. Not giving up by any stretch of the imagination, Tai. Competing with everything she has to try and force a deciding game. Lee can't believe she's let it slip, but it's all square at 20. Drama of the highest order here in a women's singles semi-final. Okay, Yang Gymnasium transfixed by the high quality play on display. 2020. There's match point Lee once again. She realizes what a big point that was. And so does Tai. She's going to have to dig deep once more. Match point for the second time. And she's done it again. Refusing to yield. Tai Ying got in position and created the angle that was beyond the reach of the extended racket of Lee. So she tied it up to save match point at 20. She's done the same thing to make it 21 all. 2 match points saved. And Tai now earned her first match point. And she's done so. It is game point for Tai. After Lee squandered 2 match points. So Tai can't convert the game point, and it's Lee who squares it up at 22 all. So second game point for Tai. Brilliant shot, and it's beyond the outstretched racket of Tai. Incredible accuracy. Tai perhaps hoping it was going to drift wide. So we are tied at 23. Lee has had 2 match points. Tai has had 2 game points. And it's match point for the 3rd time for the number 1 seed. Can Tai dig deep and extend this game further, indeed extend her tournament further? Match point for Lee for the 3rd time. Merciless finish at the net from Tai. For the 3rd time, she has saved match point. 3 of them Lee has let slip. Coach knows how precious those are, how hard they are to come by, how the other player can get inspiration and momentum if the player in position to take the match points doesn't do so. Tied at 24. And it's game point for the 3rd time for Lee. Excuse me, for Tai. Now can she capitalize on this 3rd game point opportunity to force a deciding game? And she has done so. What a fight back. Tai Ying takes the 2nd game 26-24. A terrific fight back, saving 3 match points. And we are going into a deciding game. It is all square at 1 game all. in the women's singles semi-final. Well, that's just the second time in this, the 9th meeting, that Tai has taken a game from the reigning Olympic champion. So that must be a huge boost to her spirits and her confidence, especially considering the manner in which she did it. 3 times the number 1 seed had match point. Tai converted her 3rd game point opportunity. But the resilience and resolve and competitive spirit on display from Tai really are admirable. And the momentum has shifted in her favor. How decisive will that momentum shift be? Got a supreme champion on the other side of the net, and she'll want nothing less than to fulfill her quest to achieve Asian Games gold. Came away with less than she wanted last time out, Lee. And how she would love to correct that here.
Final game. Double. Play.
So final game.
Service over. 1 love. Love. Three love.
But it's a bright start for Lee in this deciding game. What a point, and it's in.
Service over. 1-3.
So Tai doing a good job of arresting the momentum that Lee built up during this deciding game. Wouldn't have wanted that lead to get too much bigger. She remains within touching distance. 1-3.
Service over. 4-1. Service over. 2-4.
Lengthy rally, and it's landed in. Comfortably so in the end. Lee watched it, no doubt thinking it was going long. And this deciding game, every bit as compelling and competitive as the second.
Service over. 5-3.
This time it's Tai who can only watch as the shuttlecock lands in bounds. So it remains as tight as can possibly be in this deciding game. It's a terrific overhead.
Service over 7-4.
Go down as an unforced error from Tai. Motion coming to the fore now. Big moments in this deciding game. 8-4 lead. Oh, that is fantastic. From corner to corner. Bisecting the court in diagonal fashion. The really accurate overhead. Well, Lee just building up the momentum now. Put together a run of unanswered points. A 6-point cushion in a game at this stage is a significant one. Well, in that second game, Tai scratched and clawed and hung tough and eventually came out on top 26-24. She's trailing by 5 points here. But at the interval, it is Lee who leads by 6. Her overheads really have been emphatic in this third game in particular. Frustration for Tai. And remember, it's a place in the women's gold medal game that awaits the victor. It's been brilliant badminton so far here at the Gaiyang in this women's singles semi-final. What's being said at this stage of the match? Is it tactics? Is it inspiration? Is it instruction? Perhaps all three. Lee knows what to do. Said that she strives for excellence in everything that she does, and that's how she defines success. And her play, her level of play has been excellent to this point in the deciding game. She's leading 11-5. The players emerge from the interval. Tai is going to have to demonstrate more of the resilience she demonstrated in the second game. Well, Tai scurrying all over the court, but the placement and positioning of Lee was superior on that particular point. Look at the manner in which she puts Tai on the run. That's an excellent retrieval. But Lee was in position, created all kinds of time for herself, but look at that for a recovery. Sprawled out on all fours, even got back to her feet to try and get the next one. But Lee made no mistake with the open court that she had to work with. 12-5. And now that's 13. 8-point margin in favor of the number 1 seed. Lee just talking through with herself and her coach and perhaps anybody in the vicinity of what she wanted to do with that particular point. It's tied to serve, 6-13. She's played that shot particularly well during the course of this deciding game. Well, the line is in. It most certainly bisected it. And closer towards a place in the gold medal game now, Lee. So the lead is 10. Despite the dogged determination that Tai has demonstrated in this semi-final, this may be even too much to make up for her. Misjudged that one. But Tai not giving in. She won't be focusing on the 10-point deficit she's facing, just 1 point at a time. That'll surely be her mindset. Chip away, chip away, chip away. Hoping that the drift would carry that shuttlecock beyond the baseline. Much to her chagrin, it's landed in. 2 points away from victory now, Lee. And again. So it's match point for the #1 seed. 1 point away from a place in the final. Holds her head in anguish. She wanted to close it out on her own serve. So Tai has got it back. She's trailing by 12. Still match point. And there's the celebration. The #1 seed exchanging a handshake at the net with the opponent she has just defeated. But Tai Tzu Ying deserves immense credit for playing her part in a brilliant badminton match. But in the final analysis, it is the #1 seed, the world ranked #1 and reigning Olympic champion, who has won 2 games to 1. 21-16, 24-26, 21-8. The anticipation in the eyes of watching that shuttlecock all the way out of court. And that was a moment of victory, met with a celebratory roar. Because what it means is that the #1 seed has booked her place in the women's singles final. Li of China